positive and uplifting. Once a week, the scope gifted. With the presence of your eyes, what a distraction. Beautiful to soul, and especially in action. This year, not fashion. Came in abundance. Films like this, Sundance. Text like the pop on Tachi Queen. You are Curtis, a beast heart. You must carry, cause MCs, they all vary. Some do, they motivate. Work for the hate. We serve hope on the plate. Across different platforms. This year of fake. Hydration like crochet. Don't focus on the day. We always here for you. Don't let your emotionally broke. Settling our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we run is a limit, now your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settling our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we run is a limit, now your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. You award winning with no award tours. This culture meets the art. Podcast with the heart and essence of the growth, the palace in the people. Without you being equal, what we lack is ego. We're back now, so here we go. Run the show like Arsenio. Episodic or rituals, minds change the visual. Representation of our nation and its differences. Some explanation of our uniqueness and innocence. Mass media's intention is to desensitize.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the live. I haven't been here in a while, so I missed you all. Welcome to the livest media tech and pop culture show in the land. Hopefully you hear me just fine. This is MediaScope, all things media tech and pop culture. We are here I haven't been here for the past 2 Wednesdays, but we're here every Wednesday for the most part, 6 p.m. Eastern time on a bunch of different platforms. I'm about to say hey to all the platforms in just a moment. But before I do that, let me introduce myself. My name is Tachi, or Dr. Tachi as it says. I'm a media professor, filmmaker, media content producer, also a journalist, and I'm ready to get this going. I have missed you all. It has been so busy. And let's see what we have. We have a couple of folks with us here. And maybe some of you are on YouTube. And if you are and you are not subscribed, why? It's clear you like the show. You're here. So just go ahead and hit the like button so that it pushes us further. And also subscribe. That way you get to know when we are live. And very soon we'll also be live on my new platform, Indie Soup Media. I'm excited for it. And in fact, I'm going to do the splash video in just a moment, but let's say hey to some of the people that are here. Ooh, Unique, Natasha is here. Happy Wins Wednesday. Well, it's always a win-win. You are here, my dear. Always a win. Thank you for being here. Shelly Shells is joining us on the YouTube side and says happy Wednesday to Natasha and of course to us as well. Okay, and you all can hear me. Good. Hopefully I sound good and resonant. Hopefully I picked the right microphone. But thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And I know more people are going to join in as we get to go. But, it is what it is. Well, hug time, letting you know I appreciate you being here. You could be any place else. You chose to be here with me. And for that, I am forever grateful. Let me know what's going on in your world. What's happening in your world? What's the deets? Please let me know what's the weather where you are. I would love to know what the weather is where you are. Please let me know. Tell me. All right. So we have quite a few things that we're going to talk about today. Quite a few gadgets. Those of you that were over with me on the other side, we started talking about, well, we did talk about the Apple. Unique wasn't there. Unique, Natasha, you weren't there. So we'll review that again. And Shelly Shells, you were there. So just bear with me as I go through that again. But there's a lot of space above my head. All right. So we'll fix that. I don't know why. I do know why. My tripod somehow has broken. So I guess I need another one. And I'm looking now at the piece and it just broke just now. And I'm like, why is it so high? And that's why. Anyway, I'm glad and happy to be here with all of you once again. And Shelly Shell says it's beautiful here at the DMV. Okay, good. You know what? I miss the DMV. I haven't been there in quite some time. And so I need to make it my business to hop on over to the DMV. Fantastic. Let's see. And she says, oh no, yeah, well, it's plastic. What do I want? Plastic can and will fail you, unless you're getting a real good heavy, like my tripod that I use when I go out and shoot. That's heavy duty, like carbon fiber or whatever. That's not going to break. But this whole thing, just the legs are basically metal. Everything else, like the adjustments, it's all plastic. At some point, it is inevitable that it will fail you. So I'm good. It gave me, look, I've had this now probably for about 4 years. So the fact that I didn't pay that much for it and it served me 4 years and I haven't been the most careful, I'm good with that. And the show must go on. Derek Tuggle is here. Derek, what's up? We were having a great conversation. Tell me, are you interested in coming on? If so, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to send you the link via Instagram. So, hello, Derek Tuggle. How are you? All right. So, Natasha says it's sunny and 66. That's kind of cold, but it's still nice. But where are you? Are you in Chicago or Ohio or Indiana? You're somewhere up there, right? So, okay, I'm giving you grace. It's September, 66, fine. But you know, when it's 90 something here, I think it's like 86 or something here. So it is what it is. But that's still nice. At least it's not freezing. And sure. All right. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to continue the conversation that we've been having with our good friend D Tuggle. I was loving the conversation. And so we're going to continue with it. So let's do this. Let's see. Give me some grace. Give me a minute. I am going to invite you. Let's see. Let's copy this. And then we're going to head over to Instagram. And guess what? We're going to send you this link, and I want you to join and we'll continue the conversation. We've been talking about, okay, the writer's strike is still going. The SAG-AFTRA strike is still going. Lots of stuff happening there. Derek Tuggle is our boots on the ground in Los Angeles, California. And there actually was a rally today. So we're going to talk more with him about what happened. I hate that we couldn't finish there, but I want to talk more about it. So give me a second. Here we are. Let's see. Okay, so I just found you. I'm sending you that link. So go ahead. You've been on StreamYard with me before. Go ahead and use that link and come on into the studio and we'll have our conversation. All right. Oh, Natasha, that's right. You're in Michigan. How did I forget that? In Michigan, my old home. Okay. And Derek says it's 75 in LA. Oh, that's actually quite nice. Actually quite nice. Very good. Balmy 81 in New York. Cheryl Woods, what's up? All right, cool beans. So I guess we're the only ones. I think it's like 86 here, which I am not complaining about. Look, I like warm weather. I am good. People are complaining, oh, we needed to cool off. You cool off. I like it. I like it. Although it wasn't fun when I had no air conditioning. You all remember that. My lack of thermantidote apparatus was not fun. But it wasn't like I was dying, if that makes any sense. I can't even explain it. So, Relationship Gumbo Podcast, you're here. What's up? How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you, folks. Relationship Gumbo Podcast is doing some big things over on the ticking of the talk, which would be TikTok. Thank you so much for being here. And for those of you just joining in, if you've never been here before, if you've never seen me before, behold, my name is Tachi. I am a media professor, a filmmaker, a media content producer, also a journalist. I am all things media, tech, and pop culture. Let me put my name up. There I am. And guess what? You can watch this show every week. We are on YouTube. So for those of you on YouTube, what's going on, YouTube? Thank you for being here. Facebook, or Bookface, thank you for being here as well. Twitter, we're really not there so much anymore, but you do get some replays of things there. Now they're called X, so whatever. LinkedIn, what's up, LinkedIn? I don't think we're actually live on LinkedIn today. Next week we'll be there. So, but anyway, what's up, LinkedIn? Also, but we are live on Twitch. What's going on, Twitch? It is good to see you. And for those of you that are lucky enough to have the good grace to listen tomorrow at 8 p.m. on Gospel 107.1 FM. I wish you a multitude of blessings. Amen. So that's for you. And tomorrow you'll get to hear us and all of this great conversation. So guess what? We have Derek Tuggle behind the stage. He's like here in quiet anticipation, and I am going to go ahead and bring him on. But you know what I'm going to do? First, talk to you a little bit about the fact that that's right, my new network, my platform, Indie Soup Media, is getting ready to launch soon. We have a lot going on. We're actually switching the website around and everything, so it's taking some time, but we will be launching this fall. We're going to do a sneak peek week with some of the creators. We have 30 shows right now. That's a lot of shows, and growing. So I'm very excited that we have 30 shows. I'm excited for you all to see what we have. I'm excited for you all to apply. If you are interested, once the website is rearranged, you could apply to be a creator on Indie Soup if you are interested. So I'm going to play the Indie Soup splash, and then we're going to bring D Tuggle on. Here we go. And that is the splash video for Indie Soup Media, which will be coming soon to Roku, to our website, indiesoupmedia.tv, also to our Twitch, our YouTube, and our Facebook. And soon in the future, we will also be in the metaverse. So we're taking Web 2 into Web 3. And speaking of the future, look who's joined us from the past, because I just spoke to you a little bit ago. Derek Tuggle, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. So, Derek, explain a little. You've been here before. You are actually a friend to the show. Tell us a little bit more about who you are and what you do for those who have never seen you before. Uh-oh. Are you frozen, Derek? You all let me know, is Derek frozen for you? I think he is. You may have a connection thing because I know you were freezing earlier. Derek, I'm going to put you backstage. Oh, there you are. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. You froze for a minute, but you're good now. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Derek Tuggle. I'm an actor, musician, and also an upcoming DJ. I've been in, music videos such as The Black Keys, Lonely Boy, Pharrell's Happy, and countless others. And I am a member of the SAG-AFTRA union, which we and the Writers Guild of America are currently on strike.
Absolutely. And that's why we started having this conversation. Derek has been coming on to the lives that I do on IG right before this, which is why I was a little late because we were just wrapping that up. But I wanted to continue the conversation. So we've been talking about what's happening with the Writers Guild strike, the WGA, Writers Guild of America. Also, we've been talking about what's been happening with SAG-AFTRA, which is the union for actors, for those of you who are unaware. So every week Derek has basically been giving us an update, and you said today there was a rally. Can you tell us a little bit more about the rally?
Right. Yeah, there was a big rally today, basically continuing, keeping us fired up and keeping us inspired to keep going while this shenanigans with the AMTP continues on. The AMTP, those who don't know, is I think the American, what is it?
Is it American? Is it Motion Picture and Television Association?
Right.
I can't remember, but it's
right.
It's the big association for television and motion pictures,
right.
basically.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So this we've been talking about. So the rally. So who you said there were a lot of big names there that were there today at the rally. Who were some of the actors that were there? We've Derek is freezing again. Derek, if you can hear me, you may want to check your router because you're freezing, and hopefully you unfreeze again. But let's take some comment, Derek. I'm going to, so he dropped out, so he's going to come back hopefully. So Let's see. Cheryl Wood says, wow. I'm guessing you're saying wow to the 30 shows. Absolutely. Christine, hey, Christine is in Sacramento. Hey, Christine, how are you? And Relationship said, oh, now you can come because you moved your show day. Oh, well, Relationship Gumbo, thank you. And basically, guys, check out Relationship Gumbo if you are on TikTok. He does an amazing show, a lot of fun. Let's see. L Boogie NYC is here, and Derek is backstage again. Shelly Shells said he is frozen. Yes. All right, let's bring him back. He is back. Hello, sir. Welcome back.
Yes. How are you? As I was saying, John Cryer, Jolie Fisher, Shirley Ralph, and a host of others were there for the rally today.
Do you think it helps to have such visible, high-profile people being seen as part of the movement? Is that helping the cause?
Yeah, I think it furthers the cause. It not only shows that the people who are at the lower tier, it's also showing that those who are A-listers and A and B listers are part of this too. And basically, the studios, even though they're not budging, they see us because we're out there every all week, except for Labor Day. We weren't out there, but we're basically out there every day.
Can you move yourself over a little bit so that you're? Yeah, I want us to get a little closer. Right. This is an intimate conversation. So, folks, if you're just joining us, this is Derek Tuggle. He is CQ royalty. He is a friend of mine from CQ. He also is an actor that happens to be our boots on the ground for MediaScope out in Los Angeles as the writer's strike and the SAG-AFTRA strike is going on. He is a member of SAG-AFTRA. Let's say hey to another member of CQ. Wabiri, hello. How are you? How are you? What's up, Wabiri? She is wonderful. All right. So right now we're talking about the writer's strike. We're talking about the SAG-AFTRA strike as well. What is happening in terms of the negotiations? If Randy was saying before that if things are at a standstill, is there any budging? Let me know.
Actually, no. There was a meeting with the Writers Guild maybe about a week or two ago, but again, there's still a standstill.
So, according to the Hollywood Reporter, the Writers Guild is slated to meet with showrunners on Friday, this coming Friday, so in 2 days. And their strike is entering the 20th week, right? Which means how many weeks has it been for SAG-AFTRA? Slightly less, but...
Yeah, we started July 13th.
Okay, and it is now September 13th.
Yeah. So it's been a month.
So to the day.
Right.
To the day. Right. So it's going in. This is the 20th week for the writer's strike. And they actually united in a show of solidarity at Fox in LA. And they're set to, some of the industry's top creators are actually supposed to meet with the Writers Guild of America's top leadership Friday for an update on where status on where negotiations stand. So this is interesting. Where do you see this going? I just got finished talking about the fact that these types of things are a long road. And guys, if you have any questions about this for Derek, please, I keep saying D Tuggle, that's what we call him, but his name is Derek Tuggle. So if you have any questions for Derek about the strike, about what's happening in LA, please put them in the chat. We would love to address them. Actually, hold on, let me see if there are any questions now. Here we go. So Shelly Shells is asking this, are game shows on the same contract? She's been seeing commercials about them coming back next week.
No, actually, game shows, talk shows, and reality shows and sitcoms are on different contracts. So the sitcoms are with SAG-AFTRA, as well as the dramas such as SVU,
Okay.
Chicago PD, those are under SAG-AFTRA, as well as
Okay.
the as well as film, as well as film.
So it looks like we're going to be in for a steady diet of game shows, talk shows, and reality
and
shows for the fall.
and sports.
And sports, right? Of course, and sports for the fall. Sports is absolutely exact, and news if you want. So there are things to watch, but the question is, do any of us want to watch them? So
Right.
we were just talking about the fact with Drew Barrymore, right? Drew Barrymore, was it today that they started production again for the Drew Barrymore show?
Actually, they started. I believe it was Monday.
So Monday, okay. So
Monday.
2 days ago, they started production on the show, and then you also said Jennifer Hudson's show is coming back, and The View, right? Have those
Uh,
two started
uh,
production?
Actually, the talk.
The
Is,
View, The Talk, The
yeah,
Wash. Who cares? They're all
yeah,
the same.
right. Yeah,
They're all the same.
same thing, different day.
Exactly. They all follow the same formula.
Right.
So they're all slated to come back. My thing is this. This is what I'm enamored by. Enamored in a bad way. It feels like to beat you that in solidarity with all the other people that are striking that you would not. And I do understand people have to work. People, I do get it, but it just feels strange. It feels like the industry will find another way to get around these things. Oh, well, we don't need you. We'll just put this on. If everybody is not in unison, if everybody is not in agreement with, that's what it feels like to me. But again, I'm not in LA. What are you seeing? And he's stuck. That's what we're seeing. So, Chris, how are you? Chris Renee is here. Let me put us back like this and come back in. Oh, there you are. Okay, you were stuck for a moment.
Right. Um,
Did you hear my question?
oh, you can repeat it.
So I was asking um, what you're seeing, why it is. It feels strange to me that all these other shows would go back, even though I do understand it's a different contract, but it feels like if everyone is not in solidarity, in unison, in agreement with this, that the industry will just find another way around to get content out there, which is not good for anyone. So I'm not in LA. I was saying, what do you think?
To me, uh, it looks like the the people themselves, the studios, are looking for another way to dismantle unions, and you know that's basically what they actually did it the last time they struck, when they came out with reality shows, because
Mm-hmm.
reality shows weren't even existing at that time. So when they had the first strike, they decided, okay, well, we'll come up come up with something and all, and that's why you have all these reality shows that you have now, because
Absolutely.
they figured out a way to try to dismantle the unions.
And what I need to do, I need to get my good friend Troy DeVold, who is actually on the advisory board for Indie Soup. Basically, if you basketball, what name any reality show like that, he has been a producer on there. So I need to get him back on if he's willing to talk about this, and maybe we can have a larger conversation
Mhm.
about this. Definitely. This was so impromptu, guys. He was already on. So I'm like, hey, come on the 6 o'clock show. And we're talking here. Let's see. El Boy says, in terms of whether she cares about the content they're going to put out. And I don't blame you, my dear, if you don't. Chris says the view never stopped. That's true, right?
Yeah,
The view never did stop.
yeah,
The
yeah.
view, the chew, the shoe, they never
Mm.
stopped. But I haven't watched it in years. Shelly Shell says Sherry Shepard and Jennifer are coming back September 18th. Right. Oh, look who is here. Divine Right, the queen of food truckery, the minister of libation. How are you, my dear? Thank you so much for stopping in. Food truck queen. Yay. We're talking here with Derek Tuggle. In case you don't know, let me give a little what's the name? I am Hold on. There we go. All right. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Tachi, media professor, filmmaker, media content producer, and I am also a journalist. And this is MediaScope, all things media, tech, and pop culture. Here are the details here. We'd love to have you join us every week. You're already here. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and you like my channel on YouTube so that you could be notified whenever I go live. And yeah, that is about it. So let's go back to our friend Derek Tuggle, and we are talking the writers' strike in LA right now, and the actors. I keep just saying writers, but writers was first, but then the actors came on. And again, let's go through. So for people who are watching who don't quite understand, why is SAG-AFTRA striking, and why are the writers striking? I have some information, but let me know what you think.
Well, to start off with the actors, we're basically striking because they the contract that we had before really didn't serve us, and it's not serving. Now they want to interpret um, AI into the contract, which is basically what they want to do is eliminate the background actor. Um, what you see in most of the shows, which basically uh, help the shows, because if you didn't have background actors, you just have two people up there
Right.
with the conversation. So you have to have background actors, in various scenes doing different things. And
Right.
basically, what they want to do is make it where they can scan us and basically eliminate us, use us for the one time only, and then basically they can just basically put us in different shows whenever they want to, and not pay us.
And not pay you. Yeah, it's not even the big thing of using you on different shows. They want to use your likeness without paying you, and
Right,
that's the problem. My
right,
thing is like, would they be okay with that? I don't know why. This is the insane thing. Things that people do. If you ask them, well, can we do this for you? They'd be like, oh no. So why do you think it's okay to do that to a whole cohort of people that are making money for you? I just don't understand. And Cheryl asked this, is it me or is everyone striking? Auto industry is the next big one. So I hadn't heard about that. Is the auto
yeah,
industry getting ready to strike too?
yeah. They announced that at the rally that we're going to support them as well when they go on.
America, look, America, I need you to wake up, because the two industries that are basically the lifeline of your economy, two of the industries, there are several that are the lifeline of your economy, you're messing up because you don't want to pay people. And there is enough money to go around. You just have to have it all in your pockets. I think it's absolutely despicable. Okay, so they've announced that are they definitely going on strike? Has there been a call for a strike, or are they still negotiating? We've got frozen. Our friend is frozen. So
To
yeah, I had not heard.
negotiate.
I'm sorry. Say
The
that.
UAW are going into negotiations, I think, either today or tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
Not today, Thursday or Friday.
Okay. Okay.
So they'll decide, uh, you know, that meeting whether they'll go on strike.
So it feels like the fact that SAG-AFTRA and the Writers Guild are on strike has really emboldened other unions to consider their working conditions, and if they're not amenable, that they need to let them know. They need to let the management know we're not happy with this. We need to come to something else, and if you don't want, we're out.
Right. Yeah, and I believe also that the LA hotel workers went out. I think maybe like a week after SAG-AFTRA did, because the hotel workers, same thing. Basically
And that messes with another thing, tourism, right? With
right,
conferences, with listen, keep playing with people if you want to, but people are tired of never amassing. There's this constant work. And let's be clear, I'm not saying that people at the top don't work, but the people at the very top, there are other people underneath them that do all the work. So they're doing very little of the actual work, yet they're reaping most of the benefits. And you don't want to compensate people for that, and compensation across everything, whether it's like, all right, whatever. And then not only compensation, but in the case of the Writers Guild, you're trying to use whether they're calling them mini writers rooms, and
right,
then insert AI in there. That's a little bit troubling.
right.
What can you do though? As a person, let me speak to you as a SAG-AFTRA person. What can you do? Pretend this thing doesn't pan out the way you all would like. We all are hoping for it to, but pretend it doesn't pan out the way you want it to. What can a member of SAG-AFTRA do? What are the alternatives?
Um, well, one of the alternatives is unemployment, but as I spoke on the other platform, that the union members here in California are not able to get the
The
unemployment
unemployment.
insurance. Now,
Right, right.
New York, and all the other states, they don't have a problem. They're able to get their benefits and survive. The
Mm,
union members here are not able to get their benefits, so they basically came up with a bill 7B, SB 799, and
SB
they're
799.
basically trying to present that to Governor Newsom to get him to approve that the
Wow. His internet is not cooperating with him today, but that's okay. As we do this, Lord. Okay. So as we are waiting for him to come back on, I'm going to uh I'm going to drop you backstage, and then hopefully you will unfreeze or go out and come back in, and we'll finish up our conversation with him and then get into some more news. But folks, if you are just joining, welcome to the fold. This is MediaScope, all things media, tech and pop culture. I am Tachi, and I am your host for this ride that we call MediaScope. Let me say hello to everybody who's watching on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch. And yeah, Facebook and Twitch. That's what we have today. So Facebook, both channels. So if you are watching on my personal channel, stand by. I have to check because remember the comments don't populate. So D-Tug is back. What's up, Derek? Okay, you were saying. Go ahead.
okay. And the other thing people don't realize that you I hear a lot of that. Oh, you're an actor. You should be making. You're making a whole lot of money. No, we're not.
Puh, puh.
Uh, if, what people fail to realize, only 1%, which are the A and B list actors you can think of, are the ones who make the most money. Anything below A and B actors are basically fighting to make at least 26,000 a year,
Because
which
that's when you're eligible for health
right,
insurance, correct?
health insurance, and a lot of
Okay.
us are not able to get health insurance, or not able to keep it because we're not working consistently.
So, question: if you fall below 26,000, for example, say this year somebody only made 25,000. So, even if they are already getting health insurance, it gets taken away. They're no longer eligible.
Um, it only gets taken away if they're not able to keep up.
The payments.
Right. So
Okay.
basically, if the if the work stop coming in, that means that means you know a lot of the money is going to stop coming in, and then at that point, you're going to lose your
Mm,
health benefits.
wow, that's unfortunate. So Cheryl Wood says they're negotiating, but they're not playing. This is I'm telling you, this is a new day. This is not early 2000s people. This is not. People are tired, and I don't know what other messages management needs to know that people are tired, but people are tired. You're setting off across industry wide, and I love it, to be honest. I love it, to be honest. So this is Derek Tuggle. We are talking a little bit about the writer's strike and the SAG AFTRA strike. Is there anything else that you want us to know about that before I let you go? Anything that we should know? How can we be of help with this? Let us know.
Um, basically, um, what you could do since a lot of your shows are going to be off, you can start writing these your local TV station or nationwide, and letting them know like, hey, you need to settle this because we want our shows back, and until they I believe until they get the whole message that you know we're not playing once they start losing advertising and that type of thing, when they start getting really hitting the pockets, then they'll decide to make negotiations. But that
That's the only time people understand when they hits them in the pockets.
right,
Wow. Okay. Well, Derek, thank you so much for coming on and letting us know every week. Basically, he comes on and shares some stuff with us as he can. So thank you for being our boots on the ground for what's happening in Los Angeles. And I will see you next week on IG
all
if
right,
you're available.
I'll be there.
Okay.
All right, take care.
All right. Thank you, my friend. Bye
All right,
bye.
thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was our good friend to the show, D Tuggle. He was telling us a little bit about what's happening with the writer strike and the SAG after strike. Basically, no movement. There is, as I said, a meeting that is scheduled for with WGA on Friday. I don't know what will come of that. It's unfortunate. It is really unfortunate. I hope it comes to some resolution because at the end of the day, these are lives and people's livelihoods that are involved. I'm happy that I'm hearing more about it now because at the very beginning, my thing was like, well, why should we as average people care? Because the case was not made to us why we should care. But as we see more people using social media, and this is the operative thing is SAG after WGA, they consistently are using social media to put the message out and it's working. They're winning. As we see that, I think it's starting to have an effect. So thank you for doing that. SAG AFTRA and WGA to let us know why we should care. Thank you so much. Cheryl Woods has this question: is the industry even trying to come to the table? That's a good question. I wish Derek was still here to answer that, but I can kind of answer that. Um, the stance of leadership of of industry outlets, media outlets, etc., is that they can't afford to meet the demands or to make the changes that they want made. They really are acting like paupers. They really are. Well, you're really going to be Poe when you don't have any shows and you don't have any advertisers because you have no shows. So they're trying to stand staunch in their position. they're trying. And again, I can't really speak on it, but I know from what I'm hearing that they're standing staunch in their position of not really budging. And of course, the unions are not going to budge either. And so the demands, everything is still way too far apart. So I'm thinking that we're going to see this go on for quite a while. If it goes on past the end of the year, I am not going to be surprised. Do we want this to be a thing? No, we want for the media outlets, for Hollywood, etc., to do the right thing. We want them to do right by labor. This isn't any industry. This is not just right. This is actually, Hollywood is small compared to the working world in general, but it's a microcosm of what happens in other industries. So we want industry to treat the workers right. After all, you don't have an industry without the workers. How about that? So I hope that answered the question, Cheryl. Again, I am not the expert per se on this, but I know that the two sides are very far apart. Maybe they're acting like they want to come to the table, but if they could get away with not paying, not making the changes they want to, and nobody would say anything, they wouldn't be trying to negotiate. I think they're starting to feel things now, because you're going to start to have, as we said, game shows, reality shows, news, sports. Those are the things that you're going to be left with. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but really the heart of the industry has been the entertainment end of it. The rest is very important, but the entertainment end of it has been the crux of it. Honestly, that's where the most money is made. That's where the most money is made in this industry. So somebody has to say something. Look who's here. Chill with Elias says hello to fellow media scopers. What's up, DS? It is so good to see you. DS, you know what? You tell me when I can announce the thing that you're doing, because I would love to let people know. We all, listen, folks, we have to support each other in this space. We are who we have in this space, and we should support each other. So if you have a venture that is happening, I would love to know, and I would love to share it, because MediaScope wants to support you. And I'm not going to say anything until you say. So, let's see. So Susan E. Susan, how are you? It is so good to see you. Says, good evening. It would be great if they could work together to help these folks out. It's gone on too long. We are facing UAW strikes here in Michigan. And you know what? I just heard about that. It was just, who was it that just said? Cheryl just said that UAW strike. And I haven't turned on the TV except this screen right here. That is what has been on all day as I've been preparing for you all. So I haven't watched to see that strike that they're getting ready to negotiate, whether or not they will go on strike. But America is tired, people. America is tired. If you're not tired, they're tired. And it's common sense. Pay people what they are worth. Not what you think they're worth, what they are worth. And don't try and nickel and dime and take advantage. But who am I talking to? Anyway. So go ahead and thank you. All right. Yes. So Chill with Elias has and I want you to put the details in the chat if you can, so I have them right. He is adventuring on a new podcast. He and a partner, I think there's two of you doing it. There is going to be a podcast that he's doing, and I am excited for him. He's been watching MediaScope religiously, and now he's venturing out to do this podcast. And we are so proud of you, DS. Congratulations. Tell us the name of the podcast, where we can find it, and what it's about, and I will advertise it, and we will push it, my friend. We will absolutely push it. So, does anybody else have anything else that they are doing? Let me know. Put it in the chat. Cheryl Wood says, congratulations. Yes, we are here. I need a sound effect. Well, I do have a sound effect thing, so I'll have to hook it up next time so that we can properly celebrate. But yes, congrats to you. Congrats. Susan E., our friend, is clapping. Yay. Fantastic. All right. So let's get into some other news before we vamoose, folks, because it's already 7:03. And I know I came on a little bit late because I was on the other ones. I'm going to try to do better. I'm trying. I'm going to try to do better. It's difficult, but I am. I think I could do better. I think. Anyway, let's do this and then I'll let you go. Let's talk about some of the things. Apple event, folks. How many of you knew there was an Apple event? I know Shelly Shells was watching with me over on Instagram Live, and we talked about some of the things that happened at the Apple event. So if you didn't know, Apple event was yesterday, or if you don't care, I'm sorry, I'm about to bore you with it. But the Apple event happened yesterday. If you are interested, you can go back to apple.com or go to their YouTube page and watch. I always watch them on YouTube. I don't know why. I just do. So probably because I can watch on the TV on the app. So go ahead and take a look at that, and you can skim through it and see some of the things they talked about. So there were some things that happened. Hold on, let me get some agua. It's actually quite refreshing. All right. So also all of the publications that covered it will also let you watch it. They have it embedded on their site from YouTube. So Digital Trends is one. And there are the big thing of the day, the iPhone 15. I was running so late today, I didn't have a chance to put the pictures in, but next week you will get pictures from me for these things. So the iPhone 15 is out, several versions of it. So the iPhone 15 has take basic ones and the Pro line, right? So the Pro and the Pro Max, and then they've got the iPhone and the iPhone. Is it Ultra or Plus? I have to look again. So, but lots of improvements to these iPhones. Also, Apple Watch that came. Why is it? And I said this before, and I'm not going to let this go, people. So you're going to hear this ad nauseum. Why is it not called the iWatch? What type of rubbish is this? iPhone, iMac, iPod when it was there, I Captain. Everything is why Apple? And I think it's the only thing in their line of products that is the Apple XYZ, right? I think that's the only one that has Apple as a prefix. I don't get it, but it's not for me to get. I'll keep quiet. But anyway, the Apple Watch Series 9 smartwatch and the upgraded smartwatch, Apple Watch Ultra 2 is out as well. So those are some things that have come out. Let's talk about that. So you have the iPhone 15 and the iPhone 15 Plus, not Ultra, but iPhone 15 Plus comes in a series of really cute colors. You've got pastels, and that's the big thing. Black, blue. Well, black is not a pastel. Fluorescent black. Anyway, so black, blue, green, yellow, and pink. So black is one of that. You've got a bunch of pastels, and color is also infused into the rear glass, and it gives it the look of frosted glass, which is nice. Okay, it's a striking look. But the biggest changes are actually around the front of the phone. First of all, as I'm doing this, put in the chat if you are in the market for a new phone and you're going to get the iPhone 15. I was telling everybody I just got, look, I got a new phone, and I'm not in the market for another one until 2030. All right. So, but put in the chat if you are in the market for a new phone, let me know. And if you are going to get an iPhone 15, any of the 15 line. So they have an OLED Super Retina XDR display, has smaller bezels than before, and it's supposed to be brighter and easier to see in sunlight. Dual lens rear camera setup, right? The same 48 megapixels that were on the previous camera. So 48 megapixels, and gives you some more flexibility. Let me take a look at the chat and see if anybody is going to do it. Let's see. Diaz is thanking everyone for that. We have your back, Diaz. Look, MediaScope has your back. If nobody else does, MediaScope has your back, and we will be there with bells on listening. Absolutely. So, Kerwin, hey, how are you? Apple TV, Apple Care, iCap. That's right, Apple. But you know what? iTV doesn't make sense. So Apple TV makes sense. Apple Care because it's care for the entire brand, and I get that. But in terms of the products, why did they not go with iWatch? Apple Watch just roll off the tongue. But Kerwin, thank you anyway. Thank you for your disruption. I'm kidding. Anyway, so they brought back the folding phones. Yes. Yours is tripping. What is tripping? That's right. You said you have an iPhone 11, so you need to upgrade. So he is in the market for it. Susan says, not me, but my son is. All right, maybe something to consider for those who are looking. So Kerwin says, I got a cracked up phone and it works great. There you go. Okay, and here's another thing. Whose brilliant idea was it to make both the front and the back of glass? Raise your hand. In 2023, are there no other indestructible materials that still have touch sensitivity that you can use beyond glass? Old phones never had this problem of cracking, screen cracking, really. You really would have to be a complete imbecile to break. Shout out to anybody who's an imbecile, but you would really have to be a complete imbecile to break one of these older phones. Now, all you have to do is look at it. It's like, picture me as a phone breaking. I look at, hi, that's what it does. So whose brilliant idea was it to make a phone out of glass? And now, we now have Gorilla Glass. Is it made of Gorilla Glue? Otherwise, it could still break. I don't know where all these musings are coming from, but I'm annoyed a little bit with this. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, he was just on, DS. He was just on. We were just talking about this. G.R. Houston Jack, the longest name in the world. I'm just kidding. I love it. Is here. What's up? And you need to support her too. She's got 2 shows that are going on YouTube. And guess what? Her 2 shows, or 1 show, whatever it is, she's going to be on Indie Soup Media. So her show is coming to Indie Soup Media when we launch, and I am so excited to have her. She's amazing. So good evening. We are talking the iPhone event, the Apple event, but really the big star of the show was the iPhone. Yeah, even Gorilla Glass breaks, right? Exactly. Gorilla nonsense. Yeah. Anyway, so Kerwin says that is the 15 in a titanium housing. No, it still has the glass back, from what I understand. They did not. I watched the entire thing and they didn't make it clear, but from what I'm seeing, it still has that glass back. It should be a titanium. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. One of the models, yes, does have the titanium housing, but I don't know that it's the titanium all the way through, or the outer bezel is titanium. Yes, because they have 4 of the titanium colors. It's black titanium, white titanium, natural titanium, and another one. So I don't know if it's just the outside or if the back is actually glass as well. Does somebody else know? Let me know. Joaru Gambian is here. What's up, my friend? And says this: I never had cracked screens until recently, but the glass is supposed to be stronger and strong. Lies. Listen. I don't know what level of storkdom you think we came from, that we were dropped off by the stork yesterday. But my friend, anything that is made of glass can potentially break. I'm not putting that into the atmosphere for my my hurricane windows. They're supposed to be indestructible, but they're still glass. Still glass. Folks, what's up? My name is Tachi, and I'm a media professor, a filmmaker, a media content producer. I'm also a journalist. This is MediaScope. We're in overtime a little bit now. We're going to get ready to shut down in a bit. I know it's 7:12. So you guys have been so kind staying with me. So hang in a little longer because it's going to be worth it. I don't know, I guess, to me anyway. So Chill with Elias says, I had a Samsung that I thought the back was metal until it cracked up. They fool you. They fool you. Why? It looks good. Can we all agree that it looks good? It looks sleek. It's beautiful. It looks modern. It looks 2023 and not 1984. Fine. But laugh at the 1984 cell phones. They were bricks and they probably would still work today if they could. The handset is intact. But like I said, you look at the phone, it breaks. I don't know whose bright idea it was to do glass. So anyway, let's talk a little bit more about, and GR Houston Jacksons, they do look good, and I've never had a screen crack. So you know what? I've had like a chip. Because my driveway is gravel, and I dropped it by mistake, and just the corner chipped. It didn't break, thank goodness. So the glass was pretty strong, but I think we could do better than glass. There's already a glass shortage. Did you guys know there is like a glass shortage? Because glass is made of sand, and they have to take the sand from someplace. Yeah. So, and when all these buildings that you see, these office buildings that have like that are made entirely of glass, how many beaches do you think that cleared out? So, yeah, like, can we find something else beyond glass? That's just me. I'm just saying, Cheryl. I'm just saying. All right, look, I'm glad you think it's a great point. Yes, folks. So let's keep going with the end of what happened at the Apple summit. Why am I calling it a summit? And then I'll let you guys go. All right. So what else did they talk about? So again, iPhone. You have the iPhones. Let's talk about the prices. Excuse me. I'm so dry today. So the Apple 15 starts at $199. We wish $799. Hold tight, please. The Apple 15 starts at $799. Apple 15 Plus is $1199. Starts at $1199. The 15 Pro starts at $999. Wait, not $1199. It's $799 and $999. I'm sorry, $999. Then the Pro is wait, I'm messing up something. $799, $800, and then $899. Okay, so $800, $900. So iPhone 15 is $799. iPhone 15 Plus is $899. It's $999 for the 15 Pro and $1199 for the Pro Plus. Yes? Pro Max, sorry. Pro Max. You have too many models of the same phone, my friends. But who am I? Somebody's going to buy them. All right. So again, of course, we have the Apple Watch Series 9. And I was talking about this. Fashion Week just is ending today. So it made me, they're probably like done with all the shows and they're just now getting ready for the ending parties. If you're interested, go to nyfw.com and watch the shows if you're interested. I was saying that I really enjoyed Studio 189 and I also enjoyed Ralph Lauren's show. Those were the two I really enjoyed, but there were a lot of other really great shows. But those collections, yes, I really liked both of those collections. So check them out. But because it's Fashion Week, I was paying attention to the Hermes. So you know they've had a collaboration with Hermes for a while now, and they are phasing out their use of leather. So Apple, not Hermes, but Apple is phasing out their use of leather because they're trying to become carbon neutral. And they're really starting on a large percentage by next year. And so they're phasing out the use of leather in their products, which includes the Apple Watch's watch band. So the collaboration that they have with Hermes, if you have the leather one, hold on to that because they're not going to sell that anymore. Instead, now they have a rubberized one. They've got a kind of like a crocheted or knitted one. So they've got fabrics and they've got the rubber, but there is nothing that is going to be leather anymore. Still equally as nice, but I don't know if I want to pay, a high price for something that is Hermes, but not leather. Just saying. So that is what is happening there. So that's the Apple Watch Ultra 2. In case you're interested, that with the Hermes line. All right. So another thing that they talked about is they're serious about sustainability. So here's the date. So their carbon neutrality is supposed to be by 2030. So by 2030, they want to be carbon neutral. All plastic will be eliminated by the end of next year. As I said, there's a big percentage that they're going for in terms of carbon neutrality. And recycled plastic is going to play a big part part in the watch going forward. So plastic packaging will be eliminated by the end of next year, and they will be using recycled plastic in their parts. Also using 100% recycled aluminum in MacBooks, Apple TVs, and Apple Watches. So the Apple Watch Series 9 makes significant use already of recycled materials like copper, gold, and even cobalt. I mean, yes, because to buy a new is expensive, of course. We're going to recycle this. All right. So again, no more new leather in any, or no more leather in any new products, right? And so the material I was talking about is called fine woven. It's a 68% recycled material that feels like suede. And they are thinking it's going to help the cushion the blow for fans of leather. I'm just going to smile on that one. All right, let's go to the comments. So anyway, if you are interested in what else happened at the Apple event, that was basically it. It was an Apple Watch and an iPhone event for the most part. So let's see. Let's go with this. Kerwin says, so should I really get a new phone based on my cracked glass in the back? If it's still fun, listen, I'm not going to tell you what to do. All I know is that cracked glass is sharp. You can hurt yourself. But I will say this. If it's cracked to a really bad point and you're not trying to put money into it, get a case. Make sure you have it in a case that will kind of at least hold the last remaining shards of glass together until you do want to get one. If it's still functioning, the cracked outer usually does not affect it unless we're talking about it getting wet. Okay, because once you've cracked the glass, it's no longer impermeable. And not that it was per se before. I know that the iPhones are not waterproof, but water resistant. So I'm sure some of the water resistance is lessened because of the fact that the glass is cracked. So if you're not going swimming, I would say get yourself a case to hold it together until you are ready to go ahead with that. And let's see. GR Houston Jack Wendelin says, I miss walking the streets during Fashion Week. Yeah, it's wonderful, isn't it? And El Billy said, I enjoy the Ralph Lauren and the Michael Kors show. Now, I haven't watched the Michael Kors show, but I'm going to go ahead on, after we get done with this, and catch up on some of the shows I haven't had a chance to watch. Kerwin says, all the better accessories are aftermarket starter. You are so right. It's not with Apple. It's aftermarket. You are 100% right on that. And Joaro Gambian says, I've been to multiple stores in a couple of cities looking for a micro USB charging cord. All I found were USB-C and Apple Lightning. I think these stores have advanced notice. And I did mention this, that they are also switching to most of the things to USB-C. Lightning is slowly going to be phased out. And they've heard that they've heard our complaints over the tens of millions of years that lightning is not universal, and they're going to USB-C. Let's see. Yeah, so that is interesting. That is very interesting. Folks, this has been quite a time. Thank you so much, D. Tuggle, if you are still here, to Derek Tuggle for coming on and hanging out with us and letting us know what's happening in the WGA strike and the SAG-AFTRA strike. He is our boots on the ground, and we appreciate him. Also, that's what's the news. We did some tech news today and talked about the Apple event. I will be back next week. Thank you all so much for coming here. It is because of you, yes, you, that I come on every week, because it is so much fun to come and hang out with my friends. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm coming on and hanging out with my media friends. Thank you so much for the high five, high tens up. So with that, I think we're done for today. We are just at an hour. Look, I'm good. We're past time, but we did an hour of content. So that's good. So if I could just get here on time, I have to end the other show earlier. That's what it is. So anyway, we'll work it out. So with that, guess what? I love you for watching. I bid you adieu. You guys, myself, and all of this news and the Apple iWatch, Captain, we're exiting stage left. I will see you next week, guys. Cheers.
Close the doors. walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire. Fed up with the same news, no channel to use. Cruise control mentalities, here we offer you. We gon' show you on your way. The content that never strays from positive and uplifting. Once a week, the scope gifted. With the presence in your eyes, what a distraction. Beautiful to soul, and especially in action. It's here, not fashion. Came in abundance. Films like in Sundance, tech like the pop on Tachi Queen. True